love the channel and find it useful in becoming a happy retiree. Subscribe today. David joins us on the line. David from Kennesaw, what's going on? How can I help, man?
Hey, okay. Mike's call was very similar to this last caller's call, and both my wife and I are turning 50 this year, so we've got between 12 and 15 more years of working. We would love to 52 and a half. But my wife got let go from her job in 2016 after 28 years with the company, and we were fortunate. We were kind of investing, or buy it and forget it type, and we have roughly right at $700,000 in a Vanguard in her 401k through her old company that we did not move.
We've got $700,000 from your wife. She was at a company for over 20 years. Now it's still at a Vanguard 401k. But you also have your own savings too, correct?
Actually, no, I don't. We were putting all of our money into hers because she was making a lot of money, and where I was at did not have a employee match type of retirement fund.
All right, well that works too. I have a lot of families that I work with that one income was to live on, the other income was to save, and that works out actually wonderfully well if you do it for a long period of time. So that actually, it sounds like it has been working for you guys. You are, refresh me on your ages again.
We're both turning 50 this year. Now, with her being laid off, we both, I went out and got a different job that I will now have a small pension within 10 years.
All right.
It'll bring me about $1,000 a month, but and that will go up 3% every year after I retire.
So, David, if the money though for her money is still at Vanguard, and about what do you remember how that's invested? Is it mostly stock or mostly bond or balanced?
We did very aggressive for the entire time it was in there, and it's either 80-90% stock and 10 to 20% bond. It is very aggressive still.
Okay, so, but you're only 50. So here's my answer to this, is that I'm okay with that level of aggressiveness because you're only 50 and it might be 15 years before you guys truly retire. And Vanguard is a great place to continue to have those assets. I would be a little nervous to have 100% in equities now in my 50s, but listen, I go back to the 15-50 stock rule, which means that if you get 15 years left on this planet or more, you've got to have at least 50% in stock, and you guys have 30. You've got 30, 40, 50 years left. So you've got a really long horizon, David, and I think that if you want to take advantage of this correction, well, quite frankly, you're already fully invested. So you've got to stay the course here and understand that as she gets reemployed, you want to continue to do this same program. As we talked through this, David, I think the quandary that you're in is that you guys have been saving everything in your wife's 401k. She got laid off. It's still in the 401k at Vanguard, and it's 100% stock, David. Is that correct?
It's 90-10.
Okay.
Actually.
So your question was, do you rebalance? And the answer is no. The answer is no, because today, if you had told me that you're 50% in stock and you're 50% in bonds and cash, then I'd say, sure, go ahead, rebalance. Good time to be buying more into equities as we have a correction. But you're already there. So you're already almost all stock to begin with, and you're only 50. So you've got at least a decade, if not 15 years before you're going to retire. So you don't need to be rebalancing to something that's more conservative today because you still have such a long horizon. So the answer is no. I don't think you rebalance to be more conservative today. If anything, I think people should be adding to stocks during this correction. So that's number one. Number two, you're in Vanguard, which is a wonderful place to be. It's good, great, low cost funds. You have a wide open architecture of different areas in the marketplace in the world that you can invest in. So I think it's where you are is probably a really good place to keep it. The reason I tell you to change or let's say roll it over to an IRA is if you feel like you need some counsel and advice right now and you don't want to go it alone. And then you can that's another conversation. Do you have an advisor somewhere? Do you use Fidelity? Do you use Schwab? Do you use the Vanguard advisors? Do you use an outside fee-only advisory firm? The answer to that might be yes. But for now, to answer your first and most important question, this is not the time to get more conservative in markets. Hi, I'm Wes Moss, and thanks for taking a minute to hear about what's so different about my new book, You Can Retire Sooner Than You Think. So unlike other retirement books, this book will give you a step-by-step guide, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, to learn from what these successful and happy retirees did to get there. I hope you enjoy the book, but more importantly, I know that it'll help you retire sooner than you think.